Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm David Chasanov. Another rainy Saturday for Green Country. Let's send it on over to meteorologist Peyton Gaulian with your forecast. Peyton.
From the Oklahoma Ford Storm Center, your first warning forecast, certified as Tulsa's most accurate weather.
Yes, another rainy Saturday to start off the day. Thankfully, pretty much all these strong storms are making their way out of the state into Arkansas. We have a few severe thunderstorm warnings down in McCurtain County, a severe thunderstorm warning in Lafourche County by Poto. But overall, the big precipitation has moved on out of here. But that doesn't go to say we didn't pick up a lot. Southwestern Oklahoma picked up almost 5 inches, 4.5 inches down in Lawton. This resulted in a lot of flooding. Here in Green Country, we picked up 1/2 inch, 2/3 of an inch. Basically nothing we saw in the OKC and southwestern Oklahoma areas, but we did deal with a little bit of severe weather. Southeastern Oklahoma in a level 2 slight risk of severe weather. Pretty much all the action has moved out of the way, but that's good. However, we still are monitoring a little bit of a risk of flash flooding by the Weather Prediction Center in an excessive rainfall outlook throughout the rest of the night. But coming up, I'm going to talk about a severe weather threat on Monday, more rain chances next week, and are we experiencing the wettest April on record?
A very rainy day. Thank you, Peyton. If you see a flood while driving, the National Weather Service says turn around, don't drown. Get to a higher ground if you're in an area subject to flooding. Have an emergency kit and evacuation route just in case. The NWS says it's also important to keep checking the weather forecast. And if you haven't already, head on over to the App Store and download the KTUL weather app to stay updated on all things weather. The app is available on both Apple and Android devices. Well, the NFL draft is over and several Oklahoma athletes heard their name called. A linebacker out of Oklahoma State University was the first from the state to hear his name called in the NFL draft. Standout linebacker Nick Martin from OSU was selected 75th in the 3rd round. At OSU, Martin led the Big 12 Conference in 2023 with 140 total tackles. Teammates Ollie Gordon and Colin Oliver were also selected. OU players Danny Stutzman and Billy Bowman Jr. found new teams as well. Former OU quarterback Dylan Gabriel was also drafted to the Cleveland Browns. As the Trump administration continues its crackdown on illegal immigration, a task force could soon be deployed here in Oklahoma. As News Channel 8's Tanya Motorzitsky reports, it won't happen without legal intervention.
A proposed immigration task force in Oklahoma is facing legal trouble as immigration reform enforced by the Trump administration continues to shake communities across the country.
Lorena Rivas is an immigration lawyer here in Tulsa and is working with ACLU Oklahoma in their lawsuit against House Bill 4156. The bill was filed last year and would allow local and state law enforcement officers to remove undocumented immigrants from Oklahoma. That bill was blocked following several lawsuits against the state.
They're trying to, enforce federal law as a state agency. I mean, that's the whole, whether they have the right to or not.
Attorney Rivas says ACLU Oklahoma plans to move forward with their lawsuit this week. We'll be following that story and bringing you the latest developments.
Thank you, Tanya. First responders are battling for charity tonight at the BOK Center. We're talking about smoke and guns. The event puts firefighters and police officers in the ring in front of a live audience. News Channel 8's Ryan Stockett reports on this yearly show.
Smoke and Guns is in its 10th year and it starts at 7 p.m. tonight at the BOK Center. It's a charity fight night featuring first responders from Oklahoma and surrounding states. We caught up with the event organizer at the weigh-in at Marshall Brewing yesterday.
Smoke and Guns is basically the toughest firefighters and police officers that we seek out, not just here in Oklahoma, but throughout the country. We've had firefighters from FDNY that's come, Chicago. I mean, we've got guys coming in from all over the states and from the country.
They say that to date, Smoke and Guns has raised nearly $500,000 for charity. Proceeds from this year's event will go to Oklahoma Firefighters Burn Camp and Special Olympics Oklahoma. In the studio, Ryan Stockett, News Channel 8.
Thank you, Ryan. The Cherokee Nation hosted their 2nd annual Watercress Fest today in Rose. The event was hosted at the Saline Courthouse Museum, celebrating Cherokee Nation culture, community, and nature. Guests got to experience live art demonstrations, traditional games, and a pop-up market. The Oklahoma State University Board of Regents recently announcing Dr. Jim Hess as the 20th OSU president. Hess has been the interim president since February and will be serving a 3-year term. In a statement, House Speaker Kyle Hilbert says he's grateful to the Board of Regents for their swift and decisive action. A woman in Hera is alerting the community about a driver who she says impersonated a police officer to get out of traffic. It happened along I-40, which is where I found out what the driver was doing.
I was looking at his tag and his car and stuff. I was like, he's not an emergency vehicle. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Elizabeth Sizemore and Edwin Shingleton say they were driving home Wednesday night when a silver Jeep came up behind them, flashing blue and red headlights.
He would just do it to get the cars to move out of his way, and then he would speed by them, and then he'd turn them back off, and then come up on another car, he'd turn them back on.
They called 911 and were transferred to the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, who says they didn't have anyone in the area.
I know it's illegal, so either way.
Title 47 of Oklahoma statute says the same thing.
There was no purple, no green, no whatever colors. He was acting like a cop.
Sizemore and Singleton aren't the only ones who've seen a driver do this. Other Oklahomans say they've witnessed this too.
I get it right now, it's not a big deal, but what if it's an 18-year-old female or whatever that pulls over and who's to say what he does or whatever.
Oklahoma law also says flashing lights on a car is prohibited with some exceptions. Although the race is months away, registration is now open. After the break, how one event helps those battling breast cancer in our community.
Severe storms continue to make their way out of the state. I'll tell you when our next severe weather threat begins.
And swimsuit season is nearly here. Before you hit the beach or pool, you'll want to see what Elise Ivy has in store for you in today's money-saving offer from America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
With summer and warmer weather knocking on our door, this is the best time to start painlessly removing unwanted hair. Think swimsuits, tank tops, and shorts. Now, this is the Frida Hummingbird IPL hair removal device. And I'm actually giving myself a treatment right now. And you can see I'm not wincing. It's completely pain-free. This is an FDA-approved device that uses multi-light technologies, IPL, and 3 types of LED light therapy that painlessly remove hair while stimulating collagen and preventing wrinkles. There's 5 energy levels to choose from, so choose the one that's most effective for your hair and skin type. This is the time of year to feel your most confident. So think about where you would use this. Would it be on small body parts like the face, armpits, or bikini area? Maybe larger body parts like arms, legs, or back. With just 2 to 15 minutes per treatment area in just 8 to 12 weeks, you're hair free. The Frida Hummingbird hair removal device is a massive 50% off right now, coming to you at $99.99. That's endless treatments at home that's less than the cost of one hair removal treatment at a medical spa. So head over to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.
Okay, I can do that.
The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure is still months away, but registration is now open. You can register for the race today and tomorrow at the Tulsa Premium Outlet Malls. Executive Director Sherry Holman stopped by our studios this week telling us how this event helps those battling breast cancer in our community.
It's such a wonderful celebration to start with of the women and men in our community that have really gone through this journey. We have those that have been newly diagnosed. We have individuals that are currently going through treatment. We have individuals that have been in that survivorship mode for 20, 30 years. So there really is all aspects to this race and the people that are there.
We'll have more information on our website about how to register. The race is on September 27th at River Spirit Casino, and you can watch that full interview on our YouTube page, Tulsa's News Channel 8.
From the Oklahoma Ford Storm Center, your first warning forecast, certified as Tulsa's most accurate weather.
Well, good evening, Green Country. Temperatures across the area right now, 61 in Tulsa. We have those warmer temperatures down to our southeastern counties, but overall, upper 50s and lower 60s. Pretty much a beautiful day minus the rain. And as that rain continues to make its way out of the state, it didn't come here all nice. It left us pretty disrupted. Pretty much southeastern Oklahoma has been taking a brunt this last week as we've had rain chance after rain chance after rain chance. Oklahoma City closer to 6 inches here in Tulsa. 2.8 inches Muskogee, 2.5. But as you get more down towards Ada, Ardmore into Lawton area, this is where storm systems have just crossed the Red River and kind of sat there and haven't moved very much. And we've seen flooding reports down in this area, and it was pretty bad. Even last night, we just had storm systems come through Wichita Falls and kind of stall out over Lawton and closer to Duncan and Marlow before continuing to lesser their severity and move eastward. We haven't gotten much of any rain as they did down towards the I-35 corridor, but that won't be the case going forward. We have these flood watches that will expire closer to 7 p.m. tonight, so we are going to push those out of the way, but more rain is on the way. Even the Weather Prediction Center is still monitoring flash flooding potential to any more pop-up showers that we'll see throughout the overnight. This is an excessive rainfall outlook leading to flash flood potential. Overall, I don't see any more extreme storm makers heading our way. We had that severe weather threat in southeastern Oklahoma from Ardmore down to McCurtain County. This is for areas like Hugo, Durant. They had a tornado potential. There were multiple tornado warnings. They had the severe thunderstorm warnings that produced hail and very strong wind. Luckily, most of those storms continue to make it out of the area, which is good. As we go towards our next few days, this is what I want you to keep an eye on. Our next weather maker is going to come in by Monday, giving us a severe weather chance. So we're going to have this dry line set up. And it's not just an Oklahoma severe weather chance. We're talking through central Texas up into Wisconsin, where they could potentially have a tornado outbreak. But with this dry line setup, we're going to have a lot of Gulf moisture coming forward. Your typical May severe weather setup, that's for Monday. On Tuesday, we have another cold front pushing its way through. You can see behind it, we have some storms continuing to pop up, and there's just rain chance after rain chance after rain chance. But I promise we will be here continuing to monitor anything severe wise to let you know. So again, Monday, we have that level 2 slight risk of severe weather, including Lawton, the Oklahoma City metro, and us here in Green Country. Areas in this dark green is a level 1 marginal risk of severe weather. We do see that level 3 enhanced risk in Kansas. I honestly would not be surprised if this gets brought down closer to our area in Green Country. We're going to monitor it. Like I said, it's a little too far out to get those fine details, but then we go over to Tuesday and we're going to do it all over again. We have a level 2 slight risk up and down I-44, Tulsa, Muskogee, towards Fort Smith, all of southeastern Oklahoma, Ardmore, up I-35 to Norman, OKC, Edmond, down towards Lawton. This also stretches down to the DFW metro. It's going to be a long couple of nights here in the Weather Center as we continue to monitor severe weather chances, and that means more rain. This time, it's looking like we are getting 3 inches, 2.5 inches, isolated larger amounts, again, leading to that flash flood potential, so don't drive into flooded roadways or anything like that. So putting it all together, We have rain chances almost every single day. Likely rain will move out of the area early tomorrow to bring you an overcast Sunday. But Monday, Tuesday, that severe weather is there. Wednesday, Thursday, annoying rain chances, but our temperatures consistently in the 70s.
So much rain. Thank you, Peyton. Tens of thousands of people gathering to honor the life of the pontiff. The energy in St. Peter's Square for Pope Francis's funeral when we come back. Over 200,000 people gathering at the Vatican today to say goodbye to Pope Francis. The 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church passed away Monday, just one day after addressing the faithful on Easter Sunday. ABC's Patrick Reevell has more from Rome.
In St. Peter's Square, in front of a vast crowd, a funeral mass watched around the world. The Vatican saying more than 250,000 people were there, paying their respects to the man many called the People's Pope. 6 days since the 88-year-old died from a stroke, his simple wooden casket laid on the steps of the Basilica. The Dean of the College of Cardinals, Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, delivering the homily. Cardinal Re noting how Francis had come among the crowds here on Easter Sunday, the day before his death, speaking of Francis's relentless calls through his 12-year papacy to help the poor, refugees, migrants.
Build bridges, not walls, was an exhortation he repeated many times.
The crowd applauding as the Cardinal recalled Francis's 2016 trip to the Mexico-US border and repeating his words, "Build bridges, not walls." In the crowd, signs saying, "Thank you, Francis."
Dare I say electric? It's really lively, and I think that speaks a lot to his character. People are excited to be here.
Dozens of world leaders attended, among them President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump, former President Joe Biden and Jill Biden, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. There was applause again as Francis's casket left the square, a procession then carrying him through the streets of Rome, thousands lining the route, the Pope-mobile converted into a hearse, passing by the Colosseum.
Pope Francis was an unbelievable man, and I don't know who will ever be able to replace him.
Francis then laid to rest in St. Mary Major in the heart of Rome, the first pope in a century to choose to be buried outside the Vatican. His casket was met there by people the Vatican said were in need, a final reminder of what he thought most important.
Attention is now turning towards the conclave to choose a new pope. Normally it happens 15 to 20 days after the death of a pope, but it could be announced much sooner if cardinals wish. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, Vatican City.
The NBA playoffs are just getting started, and Game 4 of the Thunder-Memphis series is a pivotal one. When we return, should Thunder fans get their brooms ready? Say KTUL.com instead of KTUL.com? Okay. Well. Fans had their brooms ready, dustpan and all, of course, for the Oklahoma City Thunder to potentially sweep the Memphis Grizzlies, who were without Ja Morant for Game 4 of Round 1 of the playoffs. And let me tell you, they were not disappointed. After a quick start, the Thunder built an early lead that they held until the fourth quarter. That's when the Grizzlies cut it close, going down to the wire. The Thunder's defense held off the Grizzlies' late-game push, though, ending the game with a final score of 117 to 115. SGA led the scoring effort with 38 points, and that's why he's the MVP, folks. You heard it from me. He also had 5 rebounds and 6 assists, and on the other side of the ball, Scottie Pippen Jr. had 30 points with 11 boards and 4 assists. The Thunder will get some rest as they await their next opponent, the Denver Nuggets or Los Angeles Clippers, for Round 2.
We have severe weather chances on Monday, also on Tuesday, but right now we are in a level 2 slight risk of severe weather, both for Oklahoma City and the Tulsa areas. We'll continue to watch this over the next few days.
Thank you, Peyton, and thank you for joining us tonight. Our coverage continues online at KTUL.com. Have a good night.